Hello everyone and welcome to another episode of Henrik Explains. So some background information about this. Starvolt placed priests near towns where murderers can revive themselves, because murderers can't revive at blue priests. And Starvolt added them in the beta that murderers can revive themselves, because otherwise it wouldn't be possible. And now they removed most of the priests. They have two lawless towns, Kranish and Galkor. And Henrik was also talking about a lawless area. But now let's first look at the background info, what the community thinks about the changes. This is the Mortal Online 2 forum. It's linked in the description, by the way. And it's there to leave feedback for the developers, but also for the community, and just discuss things. So here comes a very important point. Someone made a thread about the Red Priest change. And it was called, because he was angry maybe, it was called Why Starvolt Hate PvP Players. And it has a lot of views on the thread, and I read the whole thread and also two other threads. And there were even some more little threads or some discussions about the Red Priest changes. I mean, this is a very hot topic in general, because it really changes the gameplay style of some red players or some murder players. And of course, many people got mad pretty hard. The threads are linked in the description, by the way. So to sum it up more or less, a lot of people are against the priest change, and a lot of people are actually for the priest change. I mean, of course, many murderers don't like the priest change, and many non-murderer players really like the priest change. So, yeah. What a surprise. What a surprise, really. Let's look on the poll results first. I mean, yeah, there are 34 people for yes, please revert the changes, and 25 people for no. But of course, these 60 people or 70 people are not the whole community, but it's a very good indicator on where it is going. But now a little bit more interesting is why Starvolt removed these priests. So let's look about what Henrik said about this topic.
Make a drastic change to break the balance of PvP. No, so what we explain with the Red Priest is that this is something we said at least 100 times throughout the beta. That look, remember, the Red Priest outside of every blue city is there temporarily and only because of beta testing. And because we don't have the ability to let players resurrect each other, so they don't even have the option. We have resurrection as an option, and also now you can have, your own house if you need even more valuables. And we have the two main red cities that is always a constant baseline. And that is also the risk of consequences of becoming a murderer. But obviously all those big guilds, you have, or you should have, priests, spiritists. So I doubt that is a big issue for big groups. So it was important to move away the Red Priest from all blue cities, because what already happened throughout the release had been a insane griefing mechanic for new players being pushed out a little bit, a step towards how it was in the first game, where every new player that arrived in, for instance, Monkur, went out of the city to grind some walkers, and there was these red players just griefing them, killing them, repeating that, pushing them out of the game. That started to happen now as well outside every single blue city. Players griefing them, killing them, and just going back to Red Priest whenever they were pushed back, and then repeat without any consequences, and it didn't stop. We said that we would battle griefing as much as possible. We care about the game, and obviously pushing out new players from the game isn't good. We all need the players, right? We all want the players in Mortal Online for us to grow and to be able to have greater PvP in the future. So this was very important to stop that directly, so we can keep players in the game. And the next step is, like we said, that we know that there's huge guilds that want nothing but war. Obviously, it's good if they declare war against each other, because you can keep having those wars without getting murder counts. Obviously, we don't want to have those wars declared because of various reasons. You need to consider the rules of resurrecting and where you can resurrect. And we're also adding the no-law zones spread out in the world. That also allows you to be there, fight there without any consequences of reporting. So that is some very important changes that are coming now in these patches.
Okay, that was really interesting, because in the old Mortal Online 1, yeah, we had at the Steam launch 2015, there was a big problem. There was some guilds, I'm not naming anything here, but everyone knows who it is, camped camped more or less the graveyard in Morincourt, and even some other places. And many other guilds did that too. It's not only that one guild and stuff. And some guilds even walled off, for example, Morincourt. And yeah, you couldn't get out of the town or into the town. And noobs were kept in there, more or less. And okay, they can leave over the steps down to the graveyard. And yeah, there were all these guys camping the graveyard and the priest at the graveyard. And yeah, that was shit. I mean, if you even look at the old Mortal Online 1 reviews from that time, it had a really big impact on the game itself, because many hundreds of players were just very angry and very pissed about the whole thing. And yeah, Starwold reacted way too late. I mean, for the old Mortal Online 1, it was pretty sad, because many people would have maybe played the game longer, would have maybe paid for the game more, that everyone could benefit a little bit more. Because the main argument from many guilds are, okay, these people that can't go through this frustration, they will quit anyway. Yeah, maybe that is true, maybe that is not true. I'm not a sage here. But now let's look on the lawless area Henrik was talking about and on the priest locations. So for everyone who don't know this is the Mortal Online 2 map .com. It's made from Sly, awesome guy. And here we have Gaulkor, and this is a lawless town. There are red priests, you can revive there as a murderer. At Kranish the same. Here's Farbonum, just Tinrim, that if you know where it is. Here is the cave camp. The cave camp is also a lawless town, but it has no red priest. That is pretty interesting. So in all these towns there are no guards. In Kranish is no guard, in Gaulkor is no guard, in cave camp are no guards, and in the jungle camp down there are also no guards. But in the jungle camp here is also a blue priest, not a red priest. So as a murderer, you can't revive at the jungle camp or at the cave camp. I mean, obviously other players can revive you, but yeah, the main priests from all the major cities and stuff are removed, the red priests. And in final conclusion, maybe it's good, maybe it's bad, I don't know. And I'm also not the one who deciding this, but I just wanted to show it to you, then maybe you can discuss also about this, if you like this, if you don't like this. So please, leave a few comments, would be awesome. And we have a new supporter! I don't know how this is spelled, Kira or Earthling Kira. And because Kira reminds me of the anime Death Note, I will just call him the Notebook Killer. And I really need to do something about this box because it's getting way too big. I initially thought I would never have more than one supporter or two. So thanks to you all, Carmel the Dragon Slayer, Professor Odo, Wisdom Streamer, Slavic Gaming, the German Twitcher, Wahlberg the G Streamer, Yura the Notebook Killer, the Spicy Gentleman, the Hot, Tipney the Augment Supporter, Donsky, Ronus, Paternax, Vinia, you, and all the others of course. Oh, that was close, right before it faded out. So never forget to make party hard, and see you all next time. Goodbye!